Hi, it's Mark from sleepapneaexercise.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how doing 20 minutes of scientifically proven mouth and throat exercises each day can cure your sleep apnea. This presentation will not be up for long, so please take the next couple of minutes to view it. If you're watching this video, you've probably tried every sleep apnea treatment under the sun, but your sleep apnea is as bad as ever. You might have tried CPAP, but you couldn't stand sleeping with that mask. Losing weight, but that didn't last very long. Dental appliances, uncomfortable and often not effective. Surgery, sometimes effective, but often not permanent. Despite trying all sorts of treatments, you still have sleep apnea, and it's making your health worse by the week. You've probably asked yourself, isn't there a simple and inexpensive apnea treatment that I can do at home? The fact is, there are sleep apnea treatments that don't involve putting equipment on your face, going under the knife, or other drastic measures. These treatments are proven to cure or significantly reduce sleep apnea, but many doctors don't recommend them. Why? Simply put, many doctors just don't know about these treatments. Today's doctors aren't trained in medical school on the range of sleep apnea treatments available today, so they prescribe CPAP as a knee-jerk solution. Now, don't get me wrong, CPAP can be a highly effective treatment for sleep apnea, but there are so many drawbacks to CPAP that it's just not worth it for many people. I'm talking about side effects like claustrophobia, sinus infections, dry mouth, headaches, and that's not to mention the many other drawbacks of sleeping with a mask, tube, and other equipment attached to your body. How natural is sleeping with CPAP? Not very, in my opinion, and the opinion of thousands of people who subscribe to my website, apneatreatmentguide.com. But here's the good news. There are sleep apnea treatments that are completely natural, that don't require expensive and uncomfortable equipment, that can be done in your own home, and that are proven by scientific studies to cure sleep apnea. How do I know about these treatments? Well, since starting apneatreatmentguide.com in 2008, I've spent hundreds of hours researching apnea treatments that don't involve CPAP. That research has led me to discover many fascinating treatments that are proven to either cure or significantly reduce sleep apnea. I've looked at many treatments, but by far the most promising treatment is something called orofacial exercises. What are orofacial exercises? I'll give you a detailed description in a moment, but first allow me to explain why most people have sleep apnea in the first place. The vast majority of people with sleep apnea suffer from what's called obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. A small percentage of people have something called central sleep apnea. When obstructive sleep apnea occurs, the tissues in your upper throat relax and collapse together when you're sleeping. This blocks the air's passage temporarily. When the tissues at the rear of the throat collapse and become temporarily blocked off, apnea will happen and a person's breathing is stopped. Apnea is a Greek word that means cessation or stoppage of breath. A lot of people don't know this, but obstructive sleep apnea can also occur if a person has a tongue that is too thick or a soft palate that is flabby. The soft palate is the back part of the top of your throat. There's also a connection with snoring. Flabby tissues in the mouth and throat not only collapse when you fall asleep, they also vibrate, which is what causes snoring. So the key to conquering obstructive sleep apnea and snoring is to have strong muscles to keep your throat open while you sleep. Muscles in your throat, tongue, and soft palate. So how can you strengthen the muscles that keep your throat open while you sleep? By doing what are called orofacial exercises. Orofacial exercises are simply exercises that you do for your mouth. That's what the oro in orofacial means, and that you do for your face. Here are the main categories of exercises for each body area. The tongue. Many people don't realize that the tongue is a muscle. If the tongue becomes weak, it can drop into the throat, causing an airway blockage. Tongue exercises build the tongue's tone and strength. The jaw. If the jaw is tight, it can place pressure directly on the breathing passage. Jaw exercises loosen and relax the jaw muscles. The throat. Weakened throat muscles can collapse during sleep, causing the airway to become blocked. Throat exercises help to build, tone, and strengthen the throat muscles. The soft palate. The soft palate is the top and back of your mouth, closest to your throat. The soft palate muscles located around the base of the tongue relax during sleep. A weak soft palate can flap around and its tip can fall down into the tongue. Soft palate exercises lift the soft palate up and also tone and strengthen the palate. So to summarize, the purpose of obstructive sleep apnea exercises is to strengthen, exercise, and train certain muscles so your airway stays open during the night while you sleep. But here's the key. Not just any exercise works in strengthening your airway. Only certain exercises have been proven to strengthen the muscles that cure sleep apnea and snoring. Your goal is to focus on those exercises so you don't waste your time. So what exercises am I talking about exactly? Well, here's an example of an exercise that has been proven to significantly reduce sleep apnea. It's called soft palate blowing. Here are the steps to do the soft palate blowing exercise. Step number 1. Inhale air through your nose. Step number 2. Exhale through your mouth. As you exhale, press your lips together. This action forms a resistance. When you exhale, tighten your abdomen. Maintain the blowing for 5 seconds and repeat this 10 times. Here's an illustration of the exercise. You can see in the illustration that you start by inhaling through the nose and you exhale through the mouth, all the while keeping your lips tight and your abdomen tight as well. This exercise might seem simple, but it's doing something very important. Your soft palate and uvula, the dangly bit at the back of your throat, are elevated during the exhalation, which exercises and strengthens the muscles. Your pharynx is also expanded and enlarged through this exercise. Now, I know what you're probably thinking at this point. This seems so simple. How do I know it actually works? It's a little-known fact that since 2007, there have been a number of scientific studies carried out on orophacial exercises. Scientists call them oropharyngeal exercises. These studies have been carried out in the sleep laboratories of universities and speech pathology clinics around the world. I won't bore you with the technical mumbo-jumbo from these studies, but I have included detailed descriptions of the studies in the free report that you can download just below this video. Just click on the link to open the free report on your screen, or right-click the link and choose Save As to save it to your computer. Here's what some of the people involved in these scientific studies have said about these exercises. Here's what Nick from Lincolnshire, England says. My GP recommended a CPAP machine to begin with. I hated it and couldn't sleep with it on. It felt very restricting. I tried various other methods, even yoga. Then a friend mentioned they'd heard about a study regarding oropharyngeal exercises. Desperate to be rid of the CPAP machine, I went via my GP to a speech-language pathologist and inquired about the exercises. I started a routine of 8 exercises. I was instructed to do these 4 times daily, and in the initial week I noticed a difference. I continued with them each day. Then I cut them down to twice daily. Now I do the routine just once a day. Personally, I wouldn't stop them completely for fear of my obstructive sleep apnea returning to the same level that it was prior to the exercises. I do still have the odd bad night, and when that happens, I simply up the routine for the following few days. And here's what Mike, age 67, from Kent, England, has to say about the exercises. My obstructive sleep apnea was destroying my life and marriage. My wife couldn't sleep, and we ended up in separate bedrooms. The snoring was an issue, true enough, but she couldn't sleep next to me out of fear. She honestly thought I was going to pass away in my sleep and hated the CPAP machine as much as I did. My GP suggested seeing a speech-language pathologist. Well, I have to admit I had my reservations, but I'm so glad I went. I would never stop my oropharyngeal exercises. I started doing them 4 times daily and now do them twice daily. I do a series of 8 exercises. My snoring is all but stopped now, and I'm not gasping for breath as I was. My wife and I now share the same bed once again. The CPAP machine has become redundant and now lives in the back of our wardrobe. The oropharyngeal exercises are such a natural treatment compared to the CPAP mask, they are well worth the effort. My apnea has been reduced by approximately 70 to 80% since completing the exercises regularly. Here's another great thing about these exercises. They also cure or significantly reduce snoring. Why? because sleep apnea and snoring are often caused by the same thing, flabby throat tissue. In the case of sleep apnea, the flabby throat tissue causes the airway to close when you're asleep. In the case of snoring, the flabby throat tissue vibrates while you're asleep. It's the vibration that makes you snore. So orofacial exercises can kill two birds with one stone. So how do you know if these exercises are appropriate for you? First off, you should know that these exercises will not cure central sleep apnea. Because central sleep apnea is a neurological disorder, which cannot be solved through exercises of the mouth, tongue, and throat. But these exercises have been proven to work on a range of people with obstructive sleep apnea and problem snoring. Here's how to tell if these exercises will work for you. Your sleep apnea is caused by flabby throat tissue or a large, thick tongue. You have a large neck, for example, exceeding 16 inches, or you have a high body mass index, for example, exceeding 25 BMI. If you have a large neck or a high BMI, chances are good that your obstructive sleep apnea is caused by flabby throat tissue. So I'll bet your next question is, how long do I have to spend doing these exercises? Here's the great news. Many of these exercises take less than 1 minute to do. Now, you'll need to do more than one exercise per day, and there are specific, proven exercises that you'll need to do. The good news is you don't have to spend months trying to track down all these exercises, because I've put together a program that shows you the right exercises to do and step-by-step how to do them. It's called the Sleep Apnea Exercise Program. I know, I'm not very creative when it comes to naming programs. The Sleep Apnea Exercise Program is the only program that translates the most recent cutting-edge research in orofacial exercises into a simple step-by-step action plan for sleep apnea sufferers. One of the biggest obstacles to completing an exercise program successfully is knowing exactly how to do the exercises. That's why the Sleep Apnea Exercise Program comes not only with a 52-page manual with step-by-step instructions and illustrations of the exercises, it also includes 18 online videos where you're shown exactly how to do the exercises. Here's a tiny sample of what the Sleep Apnea Exercise Program includes. 18 step-by-step videos that show you exactly how to do the sleep apnea exercises, a 52-page manual that includes a description of each exercise, illustrations to show you how to do each exercise, an explanation of what each exercise does for your body, which exercises you should do for your situation. In addition to the exercises, here are some of the other sections of the manual. Causes of sleep apnea, relationship between sleep apnea and snoring, scientific studies backing up sleep apnea exercises, how to test your sleep apnea at home, daily tasks to keep your sleep apnea at a low level, and names and website addresses of speech-language pathologists in the US and UK who specialize in sleep apnea and have agreed to list their contact details in my manual. As part of the program, you get access to an online members area where you're able to download the manual, watch the videos, and receive bonus material. One of the great things about the Sleep Apnea Exercise Program is its flexibility. In the program, you're given a range of exercises that you can mix and match based on your preferences. The program also comes with some really neat bonuses, but only for a limited time. Here are the bonuses you'll get. You'll get my ebook, Proven Sleep Hygiene Techniques, which is a $29.95 value, but you'll get it free today. You'll also get free lifetime updates to the program. Whenever a new exercise has been proven through scientific research to reduce sleep apnea, I'll be adding it to the membership website. This is a $49.95 value, again for free. Finally, you'll get free one-on-one counseling with me for 3 months by email. If at any time you feel confused, you can have your troublesome questions privately answered. This is valued at $197, and it's also free with your purchase. And your purchase is covered by my no-hassles, ironclad, 60-day money-back guarantee. Do the exercises for 60 days, and if you aren't absolutely satisfied, just send me a quick email saying, "Refund please," and you'll get your money back. Allow me to end this video by asking you to imagine your life in 6 months. Are you still suffering from this debilitating condition? Or are you living a vigorous, active, alert life, enjoying renewed energy and vitality without the chronic fatigue of sleep apnea? The choice is yours. If you're finished for good with CPAP, dental devices, surgery, and all the rest of it, if you're ready to take your life into your own hands, then this is the solution you've been searching for. Take action today to crush your sleep apnea. Click the Get Instant Access button below to get started.